The emergency in India, declared by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi on June 25, 1975, was a period of authoritarian rule that lasted until March 21, 1977. This dark chapter in Indian history was marked by the suspension of civil liberties, the arrest of political opponents, and widespread censorship. And based on these scenarios, a film called Emergency was going to release on September 6, 2024, but delayed and still fighting on court to get a release date. So hello viewers, welcome back to my channel and let's dive into the video to know what is the main reason that landed the movie in trouble. To know about the movie first, let's find out what Emergency actually was. Declaration of Emergency. The 1970s were a period of significant political turmoil in India. The Congress party, led by Indira Gandhi, faced internal dissent and challenges from opposition parties. India was grappling with economic problems, including inflation and poverty. The government's policies to address these issues were facing criticism. Indira Gandhi's government faced several legal challenges, including a case related to electoral malpractices. The Supreme Court's ruling against her in this case posed a threat to her political futures. Indira Gandhi cited the need to maintain law and order and prevent internal disturbance as reasons for declaring the emergency. The emergency led to the suspension of fundamental rights, including freedom of speech, expression, and assembly. Thousands of political opponents, including leaders of the Janata Party, were arrested and detained. The media was heavily censored and newspapers and television channels were forced to comply the government guidelines. Impact of the emergency. The emergency was marked by widespread human rights violations, including torture, arbitrary detention, and extrajudicial killings. The emergency had a negative impact on India's economy, leading to increased unemployment and a decline in industrial production. The emergency eroded democratic institutions, weakening the rule of law. End of the emergency. Despite the harsh conditions, the opposition parties managed to unite and launch a campaign against the emergency. The government's decision to hold by elections in 1977 proved to be a turning point. The opposition parties won a decisive victory, leading to the end of the emergency and the defeat of Indira Gandhi's government. The emergency remains a controversial period in Indian history. The lessons learned from this dark chapter continue to shape India's political landscape. The movie. Kangana Ranawat's Emergency is a historical drama film set against the backdrop of India's turbulent emergency period from 1975 to 1977. The trailer offers a glimpse of the time when Prime Minister Indira Gandhi declared a state of emergency, suspending civil liberties and imposing strict censorship. Indira Gandhi's rise to power. The trailer showcases Indira Gandhi's journey from a young politician to a powerful Prime Minister. It highlights her determination, ambition, and the challenges she faced. Declaration of Emergency. The film depicts the dramatic moment when Indira Gandhi declares a state of emergency, citing internal security threats, political oppression, and dissent. The trailer portrays the crackdown on political opposition, arrest of leaders, and the suppression of dissent through censorship and media control. Social and economic impacts. The film hints at the far-reaching consequences of the emergency, including economic hardships, social unrest, and the erosion of democratic values. Personal struggles and sacrifices. The trailer suggests that the emergency also affected individuals on a personal level, leading to struggles, sacrifices, and even tragedies. Overall, Emergency promises to be a compelling exploration of a significant chapter in Indian history, offering a nuanced portrayal of the events, characters, and consequences of the emergency. Now the question is why the film has been landed in trouble? Well, because some people from Sikh community has filed a case to ban the movie. Reason was they believe this film was tarnishing the image of Sikh community and have a negative portrayal of them in it. Now why the film will show Sikh in negative characters? The reason is the relationship between the Sikh community and the Indian government during the emergency was marked by tension and conflict. The Sikh Morchas and the emergency. Guru Kabak Morcha. One of the most significant events during this period was the Guru Kabak Morcha, a peaceful protest launched by the Sikh against the government's attempt to acquire land from the construction of a canal. This morcha, which began in 1977, gained widespread support and was a major challenge to the emergency regime. Other morchas. Sikh also participated in other morchas and protest against government policies, including those related to the Anand Marriage Act and the reservation system. Government crackdown and Sikh persecution. Arrest and detention. The government responded to this protest with a heavy crackdown, arresting Sikh leaders and activists. Many Sikhs were detained without trial, and reports of torture and abuse emerged. Restriction on religious freedom. The emergency also saw restriction on Sikh religious practices, including the wearing of turbans and the carrying of kirpans. Labeling Sikh as anti-national. The government sought to discredit the Sikh community by labeling them as anti-national and separatist. This rhetoric contributed to a climate of fear and suspicion among Sikhs, and this was the biggest mistake done by the government. You can't just put a label of anti-national on anyone just like that, isn't it? The relationship between the Sikh community and the Indian government during the emergency was a complex and often tragic chapter in Indian history. While the emergency was a difficult time for all Indians, the Sikh faces unique challenges due to their distinct identity and religious practices. The events of this period continue to have a significant impact on the Sikh community and its relationship with the Indian state. So it would be fair to say that their fear of being shown negatively in the film is not wrong at all. But again, no one knows exactly what is in the film, as film industry often spice up their trailer to gain more attention. However, we hope for the best. Only if the film gets released, then we would know what is portrayed in the film. So do let us know your opinion on the film. Do you think it will be right to ban the film or it should be released? Do tell us in the comment. Also don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.